Another gaming orgy has come and gone, and now it's time to return to episode 74 of the Doofy Doo Talk Through of Shiren the Wanderer. Hey there, it is Doofy again! I am back inside Faye's final puzzle. It's always dangerous coming back after a long break, because sometimes I just have no idea where I'm at or what I can do. Oh, that was dumb. But luckily, I think I kind of remember. This Faye's final puzzle run is pretty good. I have an iron shield, I see. That guy's gonna level up, but he can't come any closer, so I'll be alright. Alright, so this room is pretty clear. I say this every year. Let's see. Oh, I have a molasses-sized staff. I think I should. What? Oh my gosh. That was dumb. I thought when I slowed him down, I should have made him take a step and then walk close to him, and I would have. No. But then I would have attacked and he would have. I guess slowing him down wasn't really a good thing to do. I thought if I slowed him down, I have a free attack on him and then I could get away. But no. Bad plan, Doofy. So almost got killed immediately after coming back from vacation. Well, not really vacation, from a gaming extravaganza. I think I'm getting tons of scrolls here. I think I'll be alright. Got an arrow to kill this guy. I say this every year, but I think this gaming orgy this year was the best ever. I started out playing Bayonetta 1, trying to pure platinum it. I got about a third of the way through and got bored of playing the same levels over and... Oh, rice ball. Playing the same levels over and over, so I... Uh-oh. Alright. Oh my gosh, I have to be careful here. My HP is kind of low. Alright, let's see if this kills the hidden eye. It does! Oh, I remember what I was going to do. I was going to lead it down the corridor. I could have gotten cornered though, so probably better to kill it out in the open with an arrow. So I moved on to Bayonetta 2, and I will say, Bayonetta 2 is considerably another armband. Wow. Test this one out. Maybe it's sight. No, not sight. Alright. One of the first checks you do to ID an armband, you've probably seen me do this before, is to check your hunger. So you can see 34, 34, 34, 34. If you can go 6 turns and your hunger doesn't drop, that means it's not recovery or critical. So those are the two armbands that make your hunger decrease 1 fullness point every 5 turns. So if you go 6 turns, it doesn't go down. You can eliminate those two right off the bat. You can also check experience for happiness. That's a quick check to do for armbands. A few episodes ago, Owen McNamara asked for some tips to beat Faye's final puzzle the first time. So I'm going to try to be kind of practical this episode, and maybe next episode too. So I'm going to do my best to keep nostalgic reminiscing to a minimum. Let's see what these scrolls are. An extraction scroll. We got 3 giraffe scrolls. Scroll sleep, that's good ID. Remember, during this run, I'm just going to ID scrolls. So let's see what this one is. Identity! Wow, I've got 3 scrolls of identity. It's kind of a good idea to save those. It's for jars. It's tempting to use them on my armbands, but I'm going to save them in case I get a jar that might be a strengthening, because if I can ID that early, I'll be golden. Not golden, but much better. Alright, here is the dilemma. Some people would try to kill this rice changer as quickly as possible. I am going to try to get some rice balls so I don't starve. But in the process, I might lose some really good items. Slow down the rice changer at least, so I'll make sure he doesn't rice ball my other armband. And I can just save at least the Staff of Sloth. Sometimes I'll put down all my best staffs and a really powerful enemy will come in and I won't have anything on me to kill it. Another rice changer, that's good. Surely they will be able to rice ball something and won't both headbutt me to death. That has happened before. Oh my gosh, Field Bandit! Who invited you to this party? This is a rice changer only party. I gotta kill him before he redefies all my best stuff. I'm surprised these guys haven't rice balled me yet. Just headbutting me. Come on. Alright, there we go. Lost my pain sharing. Kind of a bummer, but I really need some food. I noticed during Black Looper's run, I said this before, that he never really ran out of rice balls. He had like 1 or 2 the entire time. Dark Eye, you ruined my plan to get some experience. I was hoping I'd get a rice boss. But then again, perhaps I'd be rice balled and die. Sometimes I get greedy for experience and it blows up in my face. Alright, what was I gonna say? Oh, so I beat Bayonetta 2 really quickly. My feelings, I'll go into more detail on another episode maybe. But basically, Bayonetta 2 is to Bayonetta 1 as Return of the Jedi is to Empire Strikes Back. It tries to do a lot more. Technically, it's more impressive. But the overall package is just not as cohesive, and the quality isn't quite as great. Even the writing, which wasn't spectacular in the first game, but it gets worse in Bayonetta 2. The 2 things that are better in Bayonetta 2 are the actual controls. Ouch. Luckily, I have an iron shield. If you do not have a decent shield, these iron heads can cause some trouble on floor 5, or if you don't have a Cyclops sword. Another shop, wow. I am not going to use my item price checklist this episode. Last episode I pulled it out. That kind of slowed things down a bit too much, and I don't want to give the impression that you have to know all the prices to beat Face on a Puzzle. So I'm just going to rely on my memory for this episode, and probably for the rest of my Face Final Puzzle runs. Because I think using the checklist might give you the impression, ooh, a Boo-Boo staff. So at least I can label that one. Give the impression that you have to memorize all the prices. There are a few you want to know, like obviously you should know if you've done the Kitchen God Cave, which you should have done by now, what the price of a Boo-Boo staff is. It's 3,900-ish, depending on the number of charges. But there are not a lot of prices that you really have to memorize in the game. Another one. Hey, so that is a Staff of Postpone, one of my favorite staffs. I think I got a name for that somewhere. Oh yeah, Procrastitron. Bayonetta 2, the controls of the character are better, but the game surrounding the character not as good, with the exception of the vehicle levels. The vehicle levels are better than the first game. The first game vehicle levels were kind of not very good. So the game surrounding Bayonetta, not as good. Bayonetta herself and the way she controls and the items and weapons are better in the second game. So I kind of wish you could take Bayonetta 2, the character, and place her within Bayonetta 1, but that would be a ton of work to program. Oh my gosh, I lost my armband already. Trying to get a few more rice balls here, but as usual, he's not cooperating. I had to give up my mystery armband. I didn't even price ID that at the shop. I'm so lazy this run. But I beat Bayonetta 2. I was kind of Bayonetted out, even though those are good games. So I had a backup game, which was Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut for the Wii U. If you have played it already on the PC, the controls are really going to bug you on the Wii U, but I didn't really play a lot of first-person shooters on computers growing up, so I'm not used to mouse look. My first-person shooter that I got into was GoldenEye, and then I played Perfect Dark quite a bit. And Deus Ex Human Revolution is the game I wish Perfect Dark was when I was a kid. Perfect Dark was really ambitious. It really pushed the Nintendo 64 to its limits and beyond. The frame rate got fairly pathetic at some points, and the enemy AI not as good as it should have been. But Deus Ex is not as ambitious as the first game. Most people don't like the sequel to Deus Ex. Deus Ex... Oh, I forgot what it's called. Something about Invisibility War. I never even played the second one. But I did watch one of my loyal viewers play through quite a bit of the first game in college. That's right. I knew one of my viewers in college. And that game gave you a lot of freedom, but it was a little clunky. Some of the things you could do weren't really streamlined as well as they could be. Deus Ex Human Revolution doesn't do as much as the first Deus Ex, but the things that it does do it does pretty well. You can play completely stealthily, not picking up any weapons or items. You have to kill the bosses, but you can use like those metal crates. You can throw it at the bosses over and over, which kind of takes forever, but it's funny to watch. Or you can go all out, and oh no, got myself into a corner here. This is bad. I have an herb of victory. Should I use it? No. Need to save it. I will procrastinate this guy, just to be safe. So I needlessly got myself into a critical turn and wasted a charge. If I was smart, I would have led that leveled up chainhead into the corridor and then killed it, but I wasn't thinking clearly. Yeah, there's a nice mix of gameplay styles. It's a little bit Rainbow Six, a little Metal Gear, a little Splinter Cell, a little Mass Effect. It's an interesting mix, but it all comes together pretty well. And the writing is above average for games. It takes itself a tad too seriously, especially in the endings. But, you know, some games that would really bug me, like Assassin's Creed, for instance, which takes itself very seriously, but is completely ludicrous. But this game, they did their research, so I'll give it to them. You know, it takes itself seriously, but it earns it, mostly. And there's some ridiculous things you can do, because you can move yourself around when you're talking to NPCs. I had a lengthy conversation with the secretary at my office while I was perched on top of a cactus on her desk. It made me laugh for like a minute straight. Oh, I need to go eat, so I'm gonna save. I didn't get to my practical phase final puzzle tips, so I'll come back and do one more episode and actually give you some real tips for phase final puzzle. I will see you then. Goodbye. Phase final puzzle, 5th floor shop, all wood walls, wood floors, wood staffs. It's an annual tradition, classic gaming and ambition. The shopkeeper's mission to make me broke. Sell all his staffs. His stock spread all across the flat, some are ID'd from earlier in the run, but most remain a mystery.
Who invited you to this party? This is a rice ginger only party.